Hola, ¿qué tal chicos? Soy Álvaro Reyes, sigo estando aquí en Roma, pero ahora mismo he cambiado de invitado. Ahora mismo estoy con Emmanuel Friedrichs. Nice to have you here. Y es una persona súper interesante, porque aquí donde le veis, tiene 19 años, es una persona que no ha ido ni al instituto ni a la universidad y actualmente está haciendo mucho más dinero invirtiendo en marketing y en copywriting solamente por haber decidido hackear el sistema. Él está vendiendo productos a través de internet, está siendo súper exitoso y tengo que comentar y decir que ha sido una de las personas de largo que más me han impresionado a pesar de su corta edad. Es una persona que se ha encerrado durante un montón de tiempo, ha sido capaz de leer hasta 4 libros al día y durante un año estuvo leyendo un libro al día, con lo cual la cantidad de información que tiene en su cabeza es brutal. Y algo que me ha llamado la atención también es su capacidad para ejecutar, es increíble, súper constante. Siempre es capaz de cada cosa que le comento, ¡pum!, llevarla rápido a la práctica. Y eso ha hecho que con 19 años sea una persona súper, súper exitosa. So, Emmanuel, I introduce yourself as a marketer, copywriter, who has a lot of success, who decides to hack the system and do the opposite that the normal people does.
Of everyone else, yep.
So I want to know right now, because you know I'm in the dating world,
Yep.
you are in the copywriting and marketing world, how you can apply your systems, how you can apply your techniques for getting more chicks.
Yep, let's talk about that. So I'm definitely someone who always likes going against what everyone else does. So for my dating life, I'm kind of the same. Like, I never really bought into the thing that, you know, there's the one special girl waiting for you, you know, all that sort of stuff, which I think is bullshit. You know, I don't know, I'm not the expert at it, but, you know, I learned from guys like you and stuff like that. But the thing is, since I'm a copywriter, a marketer, I've been lucky enough to apply some of the techniques that that I've been learning and using very successfully in copywriting to my own dating life. So I think it's fair to say that I'm pretty good at what we call verbal game, right? Which is verbal game. It's like when you're talking to a girl. So here's a couple things that I think are really helpful that you can learn from copywriting to your dating life. The first thing, that it's a principle that I learned from my mentors in copywriting, and we call it the we.fm radio. So basically, in copywriting, what we say is that at every sentence that you say, your prospect, the person you're trying to sell to, is going to be wondering, well, what's in it for me? That's, you know, WYY.FM. We make it like a radio. And you always want to be on that frequency of what's in it for me. So if you say, like, I'm the greatest in the world, well, he doesn't care about that. But if you tell him, well, then you're going to lose weight, all of a sudden he's interested. Yeah. So how do you apply that to dating? Well, in my experience, what you want to realize is you want to be really focused on what the girl wants. So most guys, unfortunately, are very focused on themselves, which I'm sure you know that. You teach that all the time. So they're like, you know, I'm shy. I don't know what to say. I don't know maybe which phrase or pickup line to use. But really, I was just like that when I started out with dating. I used to be like super shy, you know. But everything changed when I started thinking about, okay, look, I have all these questions, stuff like that, but let's focus on what the girl is looking for. Now, as you guys know, don't listen to girls to tell you what they want, because they don't know what they want, or they think they do, but they do not. But really, I started getting interested in, you know, evolutionary psychology, like, you know, DNA and what they're actually looking for. And if you really think about it and you kind of study it, kind of the conclusion I've been to, and I'm sure Alvaro can get you in more on that, but a girl really wants a guy who's an alpha male, right? We've all heard that. So the way I kind of apply it is, in everything that I say with a girl, it's all about demonstrating that value, right? Now, you don't do it to impress her or whatever, but you want to get to the point where everything you say just brings more value to the conversation. So you never say let's say guys, sometimes they start talking about, I don't know, their insecurities with a girl. And like, sure, like it's very honest and authentic, but does it really get the girl what she wants? No. It's like a business owner who talks about the problems he or her is having with her product. It doesn't make any sense. So, for example, you're not going to be, guys talk about being vulnerable. Like, no, you don't want to be vulnerable. You want to be a guy who's confident. And whenever, let's say, you're talking, you want to not talk like this and be like a little bit like that. You want to be like engaged. You want to be loud because, again, it shows that you're this confident person. And again, in every sentence, you can, for example, even drop. Well, I think that's something I'll talk about later. But the general focus is on everything you're saying in a conversation. It always has to be demonstrating that alphaness. So it can be being funny, because again, if you're funny, it means you don't care. You could lose her, doesn't matter. Or being confident. So like, or even sometimes it's leading her. But again, you're always focused on her experience, her emotions. And when you do that, you're not so focused on yourself. So that's the first thing. That kind of helped me out. That's like a more general thing, but I think it's a good little framework. Now we're getting more into tactics, which, we were talking with Alvaro earlier this day about open loops. So, there's this thing in human psychology. Clickbait, baby, all the way to the bedroom. So there's this thing in human psychology called the Zeigarnik effect. And basically some Russian guy discovered in the 1920s that a waiter in a restaurant was able to remember everything he was ordering. And so he left the restaurant with a couple of friends, and he was really curious. He was like, well, dude, we were like 10 people at this restaurant, and the waiter remembered every single thing we ordered, and he didn't write anything down. So he was like, all right, that's crazy. So he went back to the restaurant, and he asked the waiter, well, how did you know that I ordered, let's say, sea bass? I don't remember exactly, and the waiter was like, who are you? And so basically what Zeigarnik discovered is that whenever there is an open loop, which means something that hasn't been closed yet, so there's a topic, a question that hasn't gotten an answer yet, the brain will tend to remember it much more, and not only to remember it much more, but to show much more interest for it. Yeah. So one of the things that I noticed is that the better your quote-unquote game is, aka the more attractive you are, the more a girl will tend to invest with you. But if you're being smart, you can actually shortcut that and get a girl to invest more in the conversation if you have an open loop. So for example, one of the things that I've developed recently, and you actually told me that you did something similar, which was quite funny, is at some point in the conversation, let's say the conversation with the girl is dying down a little bit, you're feeling like, I don't know, like she's not really interested anymore in what you're doing. Well, one of the things that you can do, obviously you improve your game, work on it, but you can shortcut it also. So what you can say is be like, so where are you from? Let's say you don't know where the girl is from. If you know where the girl is from, skip to step 2. And then she's like, let's say I'm from Poland, right? And then you're like, is it true what they say about girls from Poland? And then she's like, what is it? And then you're like, come on, you know. And then she's like, oh, no, really, I don't know, what is it? And you're like, stop joking. Like I'm serious. Like, you don't know what they say about girls from Poland. And then she's like, oh, no, tell me, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, I'm not sure I can trust you yet. I'll tell you later. By the way, blah, blah, blah. And then you switch to another topic. Watch what happens when you do that. I have heavily field tested this.
Emmanuel, tell me why.
And then, boom, especially when you say like, I'm not sure I can trust you, she's gonna start qualifying heavily. She's gonna be like, oh, but don't worry, I'm a cool girl, blah blah blah. And it's hilarious what happens, and you instantly gain so much more interest. And obviously, you don't have to know what they say about girls from Poland. When I did this, I actually did this in Poland. I was there in July, and that's where I discovered this trick, right? And I had no idea what they say about girls from Poland, dude. Maybe that they're hot, but aside from that, like, so after a while, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, you still have to tell her the answer, because trust me, she's not gonna just leave it. Like, she's gonna want to know after a while, and then just invent some bullshit. Like, I was telling that I think in Poland, I was saying that girls from Poland like fried potatoes.
Fried potatoes.
and when you say that, if you say it in a funny way, she's gonna start laughing as well, because she knows that you've tricked her basically. But it's kind of funny. So that's like one technique, and you can apply it in every way. So for example, you can even be a little bit mysterious about yourself. So I'm kind of like a mysterious guy in a way, because what I do is like so weird. So I'll tell her that I've dropped out of high school, for example, and then she's expecting me that I'm, working at McDonald's or something, and then I'll tell her, yeah, I have a small business, and then she's like, oh, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, I'll tell you later. Like you can drop these little things, and it just makes you more interesting, makes everything more fun.
Yeah.
So that's like another technique. I mean, yeah, I know you do that as well. So
One thing I do is like, I love traveling into the world, because my business allow me doing that. Which is your business? One thing I tell to the guys is the people value the things when they invest in the things.
exactly.
So you have to make like questions or statements that allow the girl wanting to know more about you.
Absolutely.
The more she wants to know about you, the more value you are going to have for her.
Exactly.
So that's amazing. So it's normally the guys want to carry all the conversation, talking and talking and talking and talking, but because they're fucking insecure, and they want to be the kings of the conversations. They want to lead everything, but the person who stay more quiet is the one who lead the conversation.
Exactly.
Because you are driving the conversation without words. She is investing all the fucking time. She is going to love you. So, like he said, it's amazing. Try to make statements. Try to drop gold. I don't know how to say. Drop
like
of
little
gold.
bits of value, right?
Yeah. Try to drop little bits of value, and she is going to invest. She is going to love you. She's going to trying to know you more. And also with the storytelling, you tell a history.
Oh yeah.
I tell you later, and then you open a new story. And what happened at the fourth and on the fifth story, she's not going to go because you didn't finish your first fucking story, and she wants to know what happened at the end. Yeah, we are happy. We are hacking the brain of the girls,
Yeah.
and that's really cool. We are not hacking it. We are,
That's really cool.
we are just playing, And when seduction is a game, and when she enjoy your conversation, she's going to stay. And the best fucking IOI is the time she stay
She's right
with
there.
you. She is there, and if she is there, why is there? Because she loves you, and she's going to combine herself for acting this way.
I was saying earlier that you always want to focus on what the girl wants, right? Now, let's get into that a little bit more, because it relates to what you were saying. What the girl really wants, and what we all want, is value, right? Everything is about value. So, for example, why is it that an advertisement talking about making more money in less time is typically going to work? Well, the underlying thing is more value in less time, right? Now, with the girl, it's exactly the same thing. A girl, so let's say as a guy, why are you attracted to very hot women, right? You're attracted to them because they have value. Inherently, we know that from evolutionary psychology, their face is perfect, quote unquote, which shows that they have good genes. And then why are you attracted with girls that have a good waist to hip ratio, so that have like a big butt and a thin waist? Because it shows fertility, which is value, because if you pucker, she's gonna be pregnant, and so you spread your genes. Congrats. And so what does that mean for you? Well, a girl also wants value, but the definition of value for a girl is a little bit different. And basically, there's many theories around that. I'm not pretending to be the expert at it, but what I've found personally is that the more value something has, the more you will invest to get it. So let's say that right now I show you a map, right? And this map is a treasury map, and it has the exact path to a bag with $1 million in it. Well, you're gonna invest a shit ton to get that. In fact, it's like, would you be willing to spend 3 hours with me to get that map to find $1 million? Well, of course, right? And for a girl, it's kind of the same thing. The more value you have, the more time she's going to be willing to spend with you, and the more she's going to invest in you. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, you can actually shortcut. Basically, you can make her backwards rationalize the value that you have. Because, sure, if you have a lot of value, she's going to stick around. So what is value? It's being confident, it's being funny, being interesting, being someone who can master social interaction. So let's say you can handle other guys, you can... Pre-selection as well. I think we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. But you don't it's good if you have all these things, and definitely work on your confidence. Also your looks, it does matter to a degree, not completely, but if you're a little bit more jacked, you're gonna have a little bit more value. But if you use, for example, an open loop, she's gonna stay around longer. It's human psychology. She's gonna want to know the answer, and she's gonna be spending more time with you. So what's gonna happen actually is she's gonna spend more time with you even though you wouldn't necessarily have that much value to her, and then she's gonna think, wait a minute, I've just spent 20 minutes talking to this random guy in the street. He must be a cool guy, right? And this is the same thing that I do in copywriting. So for example, I can get someone to watch one of my videos, sales video, for like 40 minutes, and sometimes people won't even buy because my product is so incredible, although I definitely sell great products. But sometimes they'll just buy because they're like, wait a minute, I've been watching this for 40 minutes.
Now I have to buy it.
That shit must be good. I mean, I don't watch 40 minutes of a documentary, so it must be good, you know? And for a girl, it's exactly the same thing. And another kind of thing is, sure, she spends more time with you, but another thing that matters is within that time, who is talking the most. So in general, the person who has the most value is going to be the one who talks less, right? You know that. So for example, you can actually see that just if let's say you're in a pretty good restaurant, just look around at all the couples, right, that you see are dating. Maybe not like old couples, but like younger couples, and actually do that sometimes. And you're gonna see there's like the man and the woman. Look at who talks the most within like a 10-minute time frame, and you're gonna know who has the weakest position. You can trigger a girl to speak, like open questions, or sometimes by, again, using open loops, making her invest more. Sometimes one thing that really helps me for that is kind of a little mental trick. You have to think, okay, this girl is hot, because otherwise you wouldn't be talking to her. But the problem is that most guys are only here because the girl is hot, but there lacks the second part of the equation, where you have to be thinking, she's hot, ... but is she really interesting? So by thinking that, she's going to feel it in the vibe of the interaction, and she's going to want to start qualifying. So as a guy, realize that there's a lot of girls out there, even hot girls, there's tons of them. So a girl being hot shouldn't be enough for you to love her, it just shouldn't be enough. So by adding that little element in your mind of, is she cool, you're going to start doing what's called screening her, and then she's going to feel like she needs to qualify to you, and that's when she starts investing, and that's when she's going to fall in love with you, basically.
Yeah, I think that in marketing, in my short experience in marketing, I discovered that marketing is like seduction. First, you have to establish the trust.
Yep.
And then they are going to be attracted to you. So in seduction, what we need to do, first time when we meet a girl, we need to talk for bringing our world to her.
Exactly.
Hey, see my life, see my lifestyle, see how am I. But then when you number close her, or when you make the instant date and she accept the new proposition, she is more open-minded for continuing the interaction. So normally my first interaction are talking for letting her know me, but my dates she speaks 90% of the time. And that's really cool, because if in a date she speaks so much, for me, this interaction is going to end in my bedroom.
Yep.
Because I'm guiding the interaction. And the more comfortable in the interaction is the one who wins. That's the reason why another thing for making her invest is not talking or making open question, is just making the fucking silence. When you are
Absolutely.
comfortable and you are in silence, she's going to talk and talk and talk and talk, and you are
wants to avoid the discomfort.
yeah,
right?
and she's going to feel the insecurity. And if she is insecure with you, what she's going to think? This guy is too hot for me. That's the reason why I'm so fucking insecure. So try to feel comfortable in every situation. She's going to be really thankful for that, because normally the guys want to lead in every time. You have to lead at first, but then you are going to follow a lead. First comfort, then attraction, and in attraction is the copywriting and marketing stuff for attracting more and for making her think better than you.
I want to address 2 more points.
Yep.
The first one is kind of something that I want to address because, we're talking about, like open loops, getting her to invest more, that sort of stuff. And it's very technique-y, right? And I think a lot of guys take this from the wrong angle. So the first thing is, a technique is there to complement a strong personality, right? So you're not going to be able to use all of this if you're just like if
Needy.
Yeah, if you're needy, shy, desperate, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, these techniques could potentially make things even worse if you're really down, like, for some reason. But again, if you're average and you're maybe not like the super confident alpha guy, it's definitely going to improve things. But I would just want to mention that you gotta have the right frame when you're using that. Yeah. So you're not doing it because you want to trick the girl, although it's kind of hilarious, but but you're not doing it to trick the girl. Just like in marketing, the reason I'm saying that is because in marketing, a lot of people have negative beliefs about selling, right? They think that selling is tricking people. They think that you have to trick people into buying. That's definitely not the case. The frame I come from is if you have a great product or service, you're going to want to use every technique in the book to make sure you get it in the hands of the people that can benefit from it.
Yeah, because you know that your product is the best. So
exactly.
Why not selling it?
Yeah, it's like for me.
Value, and you are your value.
Yeah, it's like for me. I know I'm a really cool guy. I know, like, a girl who enters into my world, quote unquote, like, she can have crazy experiences. She can meet some of the coolest people. I mean, I hang out with crazy cool people all the time. I mean, like you, like all the people there, like in my, life, I travel all the time. So I know I can bring a lot of value to that girl's life. So I'm going to use every technique in the book to get her into my world. So that's like a little framework, like, you want to get a cool life so that you can feel like you're entitled to doing all of this. Now, the last point I want to make is a lesson from direct marketing. So, direct marketing is basically the art. Basically, there's 2 kinds of marketing. There's marketing. It's called brand awareness marketing, and that's like what Coca-Cola does. So when you see like a big billboard with like Coca-Cola, well, they probably spent like $1 billion to have that thing up, and they don't know if it works. Like, they know it brings awareness, but they don't know that specific billboard if it produced like 10 sales or 1 million sales. Like, they have zero idea. Direct marketing, on the other hand, is where you're going to have a marketing material, let's say, for example, a sales letter, and you're going to know 1,000 people saw this sales letters and maybe 20 bought it. That gives you a 2%. Is that 2%? 0.2% conversion rate. So 1,000 people saw it, 20 bought, that's 0.2% conversion. So direct marketing is actually very similar to seduction. And there's a couple things that you can learn from direct marketing that you can apply to seduction. And the first one is that most people will still say no. So in direct marketing, the holy grail of direct marketing is getting what's called a 1% conversion rate. So if you can have a 1% conversion rate on any marketing material that you have, chances are you're going to be very, very rich. Because if you can get 1,000 people to go into a sales page, for example, and you can get 100 of them to buy, you're going to be not 100. If you can get 10% to buy, my math is off. Yeah, my math is completely off. I probably should have stuck in high school longer, I guess. But let's say you get 10 of them to buy. That's a 1% conversion rate, and you'll be rich. But notice how there's still 990 people who didn't buy. which is crazy. Like, as a marketer, if I can get 990 people to say no, that's a win, which is crazy if you think about it. And with girls, it's actually the same thing. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna have to do 1,000 approaches and you're only gonna get 10 girls necessarily.
Why not?
No, but you're gonna get more than 10. You know what I'm saying? Well, depending on the thing, but basically the lesson is most girls will still say no.
If you look what Emmanuel is saying, applying the seduction is like, first you make a cold approach to a girl in the street, you stop her, you have a really good conversation, you have a good connection, and you exchange phone numbers. This is the email, okay?
Yeah,
I give you my email
dude.
because I want you, you know, I like you, and I'm going to give you my email, I'm going to give you my number, and see what happens, okay? Then you have conversations by WhatsApp, you exchange emails, silly emails, until she buy. What is going she buy? Okay, a 30 minutes date.
Yeah.
One date, 30 minutes, no risk. If she likes you, she's going to stay more. She's going to buy more products. If she doesn't like these 30 minutes, she's going to go to her house. So that's really cool. I think it's everything baby stepping, trying to escalate until she buy the fucking best product, the VIP, the gold product. She's going into your bed. So that's really cool. I think everything is in life is escalating. First, you start trying to catch the attraction and connect with your product, with the people, and then you improve it, you know. And the girls first need to trust you with the emails, and then need to catch you because they are comfortable with you, they trust in you, and they want more from you. So that's the way how you can apply all these marketing concepts into the game and in your life. And I think that your best fucking funnel is your lifestyle. If you have a good lifestyle, she's going to go onto your Instagram, she's going to go into your Facebook, she's going to see that you are a successful man, and okay, I want to go for him, I want him to be my man. So don't do it for the girls, do for your life. And if you feel confident with you and you have a really good life, instantly the girls are going to go for you. Normally we want to go behind the girls, but the best technique is make the girls go behind you.
Make them chase.
Lifestyle is the best way for doing that.
One of the interesting things about understanding that your dating life is basically like a funnel is that you can do what's called constant and never-ending improvement. And this is a concept that I learned from both Tony Robbins and the Toyota car manufacturer, where they say that you want to constantly improve every step of whatever it is you're doing.
The problem with the numbers, I think, is the ego, you know, because they want to see numbers, and you don't focus on the process, you know. So at the start, I recommend you to not focus on numbers, just trying to practice, to improve, to feel confident, to be yourself, to connect with the people, and then maybe when you are intermediate or you are advanced, more numbers. I really need to tell you that I fuck the numbers, you know, because I like to live the process. Every girl is fucking different, so I try to connect with them. And I think this is the best part of in the seduction process. Yeah. I think that the numbers is for trying to measure your level. But,
absolutely.
But you don't have to measure the girls you fuck. No.
Yeah. No. Don't have a leg count. Like, that's ridiculous.
I found a lot of players. I fuck in my life 300.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
For what? You know. But how many girls of these 300 are still in contact with you? So we have a long and deep conversations with the camera problems. We corrected. Thank you very much for being here, Emmanuel. Nice to have you here. I hope these guys apply all the things you said, because
it's super easy to apply too. Like the open loop thing, like it's so easy, it's hilarious. Just, you know.
Yeah, but you know how is the mind.
I know. I know.
I need to change my game. Now the ego is telling you don't have to do it. It's not going to work. Fuck it. Just prove it.
Just do it.
Try it.
Just do it as like a fun experiment.
Yeah.
Just a fun experiment. It's like, just take it as fun. I still game because I think it's hilarious. I could have had a girlfriend a long time ago. I don't give a shit. I think it's hilarious. Treat it. Be like Edison. right? You're like experimenting, right? You're this crazy scientist.
The new
right?
seduction Erickson. Yeah. Bueno, chicos, pues como habéis visto, he estado aquí con Emmanuel. Es una persona muy interesante. Os recomiendo seguirle en su Instagram. What's your Instagram?
So my Instagram is Emmanuel F Oficial. So
Okay.
I'm sure we can put it in description, whatever you know.
Yeah,
whatever
I'm going
is
to
visible.
put here and in the description.
Your God.
Ok, voy a poner su Instagram aquí ahora mismo, como estáis viendo, y en la descripción del vídeo, seguirle, porque es una persona muy inspiradora, es una persona muy inteligente, lleva trabajando durante muchos años de una manera muy dura, y gracias a eso ha conseguido grandes resultados a sus 19 años. Normalmente, tened en cuenta que nosotros seguimos una serie de normas sociales, una serie de cosas que nos dicen nuestros padres o que están establecidas ya dentro de un sistema. Él decidió romper con todo lo establecido y gracias a eso está teniendo el éxito que él se merece, porque es una persona súper aplicada, súper comprometida y que siempre tiene la mentalidad de trabajo duro por encima de todo. Y gracias a eso está hoy aquí, está en el Brocation.
This guy, I've been out with him. This guy is a killer. Like, I've been out with, you know, dating coaches, all sorts of crazy people who have really good game. You know, this guy's the shit, so follow his stuff. Like, you know, your dating life is gonna, you know.
Thank you very much. Así que ya sabéis, chicos, seguid a Manuel, darle a la campanita en YouTube para estar, para que os avise YouTube y la plataforma de cuando subo nuevo vídeo, porque desde que la normativa ha cambiado hay mucha gente que se está perdiendo mis vídeos y yo no quiero que te pierdas todos los vídeos con gran valor que estoy subiendo actualmente. Así que muchísimas gracias, thank you Emmanuel again.
Crush it.
Muchas gracias por estar aquí y hasta el siguiente vídeo. Chao.